guys, welcome back again to my kitchen. I'm going to be making for you today some meatball and spaghetti, Jamaican style, my style, in my kitchen. So if you want to see how me turn up this thing a load, come on and ride with me. Let's go! Okay, now guys, let's talk about the ingredients. The first thing I'm going to show you here, guys, is the meat that I'm going to be using. And this is 3 pounds of turkey breast. This is what I choose to use. If you want to go ahead and use grounded beef, you could use it. Chicken, you could use it. Pork, you could use it. But I'm going to be using that turkey breast today in my kitchen. Also, I'm going to be using the Jamaican all-purpose season. That is half a teaspoon of basil leaf, half a teaspoon of parsley. I'm going to also be using 1 egg for this. Also, you're going to be adding your garlic, of course. And you could use whatever kind of garlic that you have. This is a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Also, make sure you have your olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, use any oil. Corn oil, any oil you have, you use that. I'm going to use my EVO today. I'm going to add vinegar. Of course, we know I'm going to cook without vinegar upon any meat. I'm also going to add a little bit of hot sauce to this, and this is optional. I'm going to put it in there because I wanted to have that tang of my pasta sauce. This one is mushroom flavor, but you could use whatever pasta sauce that you could. Very importantly, I have 1 medium chopped onion. I have a half of chopped green pepper, and you could use whatever kind of peppers you have. I choose to use green pepper because I want to have that certain kind of color to it. And I'm going to put 2 slices of whole wheat bread. If you have breadcrumbs, you could use it. If you want to use white bread, you could use it. I'm going to be using the whole wheat bread. Also, I'm going to be using my wheat pasta to make my spaghetti. So now, if you don't have any kind of other pasta, use it. Spaghetti, pasta, it doesn't matter. Use it. So let's put all this in. So here we go, guys. The first thing I'm going to do is add my sweet pepper, my breadcrumbs, and everything. Just put all of that in there. So that's your first step. The next thing I'm going to do is add my basil leaf. I'm going to add my parsley. I'm going to add my salt and pepper and my garlic, of course. Can't cook meat without garlic. And I'm going to add my all-purpose Jamaican seasoning in here. I'm also going to add this 1 egg. The egg is going to hold everything together. I'm going to add a little bit of that hot sauce. Now, if you have the dried red pepper, you could put it. But I'm going to add hot sauce into mine, just to give it that little tangy flavor. Also, I'm going to add a teaspoon of vinegar. 1 teaspoon of vinegar. I'm going to be using my hands, guys, eventually. So make sure you have clean hand enough, because you can't be cooking food for people with dirty hands. So make sure it's on the hand clean. You're basically using your hands for this. And like I said, clean hands. This is what my meat looks like. Alright, now I'm ready to get my meatball going. And what you're going to do, you could use a spoon, depending on the size of the meatball you want. Make sure that your hands are clean, of course. And this is the size of my meatball, right there. Make sure your fire is on medium heat. You don't want this thing to burn. You want it to take your time and cook. I'm going to go ahead and put these in, and then when it's time to turn them, I'll come back and show you what that step looks like. So I'll see you back. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how I turn these around. You're not trying to have these burn, you just want to get them into a nice golden brown color. So I'm just going to go ahead and brown up all of these And then when I get ready to simmer them down with some nice old-fashioned spaghetti sauce, I'm going to show you guys what that next step is. But this is very easy and very simple to do. That's what that looks like. So when I get done frying all of these up, I will come back and I'll finish off the dish and show you guys what it looks like. Okay guys, so now I'm all done frying up my meatball. Pot that I used to fry, then I'm going to use that pot. Only thing you're going to do is make sure you take that oil off. So the bottom of that pot have a lot of flavor in it that you put all your meatballs in. And the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to get your spaghetti sauce. I'm using 2 cups of spaghetti sauce. Let us put it all over here. Now I'm going to turn my fire down between low and medium heat. And I'm going to let this simmer for about 15 minutes and it should be done. You could add a little bit more water to it if you'd like. Just going to add another half a cup of water to this. I'm going to cover this up and let it simmer for 15 minutes. This thing is going to be all done and ready to eat. Well, okay guys, my meatballs is all done. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put it on a plate with some spaghetti and make it nice and fancy. I'm going to show you what the finishing touch look like. So soon back in 5 minutes. Okay guys, I'm all done. Spaghetti and meatball in my kitchen. So don't forget to subscribe. And as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy! I'm going to let this cook for a good 30 minutes on medium heat. Cover it up nice and make it simmer. And when it's done simmer, it's time for we eat. So see you back in a few minutes.
So this is in with your foundation, full coverage, you know, like bam. And last but not least, the last thing I tend to go for in my makeup collection is this palette right here. Let me show you what this baby looks like. It has a whole bunch of concealers. I believe it's $10 for this palette.